Namaste, my name is Apurva, and today I will talk about the long vigil of Nandiji waiting for Bholenath in Kashi. Today we will understand the legal dispute and try and unravel the steps ahead. The city of Kashi, also known as Varanasi, holds a special place in the hearts of millions of Hindus. It is one of the oldest inhabitant cities and is considered to be the earthly abode of Bhagwan Shiv and Mata Parvati. Amidst the bustling alleys and crowded streets, there lies a tale of perseverance and unwavering devotion. It is the story of Nandiji, the loyal devotee who has patiently waited for centuries to catch the glimpse of his master, Swayambhu Shree Vishveshwara. For centuries, the city of Kashi has suffered repeated plundering and ravages by foreign invaders. Professor Meenakshi Jain elucidates the same in detail in her book Flight of the Deities and Rebirth of the Temples. The first attack on the city took place in the 11th century by Ahmad Nialtagin, who laid siege to the city. This was followed by ruthless attacks of Kutubuddin Aibak in the 12th century and later by Razia from 1236 to 1240, who ordered destruction of all dharmic sites and thought. Yet, in the face of these catastrophic events, Nandiji waited with unshakable faith in Bhagwan Shiv's promise to never abandon Kashi. Each time the temple faced attacks, one devout Hindu would light a lamp, renewing the faith in Lord Vishwanath. These lamps became symbols of dharmic resistance and served as a ray of hope during the darkest times. The temple was repeatedly destroyed and rebuilt with excruciating efforts, symbolizing the unbreakable bond between the devotees and their deities. In the year 1585, the temple was again reconstructed, adhering to the cruciform layout described in the Kashi Khand, the sacred scripture dedicated to the city and its temples. However, this ecstasy was short lived as destruction struck once again, this time in the form of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, who ordered the temple to be razed to the ground. The Hindus, determined to continue the puja of the lingam, secretly shifted it to a desolate corner in the south of the Gyanvapi well. For decades, the prayers and rituals went on in secrecy, with no temple being built to house Swayambhu Shree Vishveshwara. It was only until 1777 that the present day Vishwanath temple was finally constructed at the shifted site by Rani Ahilyabai Holkar of Indore. However, Nandiji has continued his eternal vigil, waiting for his Prabhu to return to his rightful place. Today, millions of Hindus continue to perform puja at this site of the lingam. However, one must remember that for centuries, devotees have continued their rituals at the sacred sites of Swayambhu Adi Vishveshwara, hoping that one day the full 8-sectioned Vishwanath temple or the Ashtamandapa Mandir would be constructed to its full glory. In 1831, James Prinsep, an illustrator and traveler, discussed the architecture of the old Vishveshwara temple in detail. In the plan, it could be seen that the Shivlinga was placed in the Garbhagriha and the temple had entry from all four sides. Devotees have continuously strived to preserve this sanctity of the entire holy site by meticulously performing rituals at multiple locations and marking the shrines of the original temple. One such example is the Vyas family, who continue to pray at the Vyasji ka Tehkhana located inside the mosque premises. Another such location inside the premises was the Vigraha of Ma Shringar Gauri, where Hindu devotees continued to pray once a year until 1993. In November 1993, post the demolition of the disputed structure in Ayodhya, the then Mulayam Singh government passed an oral order for barricading the mosque premises, ousting Hindus from the once-year opportunity to pray at the original Shringar Gauri Vigraha, and also completely displacing the Vyas family from their customary place of puja. The Varanasi district court granted permission to restart puja at the Vyasji ka Tehkhana within 7 days, instructing the district magistrate to ensure that devotees can return to their cherished site. This decision comes in light of the fact that rituals continued at the site until 1992 November and were arbitrarily stopped by the then government. Although the present decision is not directly related to the main title suit, which would decide the ultimate rights of both the parties regarding the land in question. The decision would have an extreme bearing on the Hindu side's claim of continuously preserving, occupying, and praying in the premises of Swayambhu Lord Vishveshwara. The last 30-year legal battle over the disputed structure in Kashi can be divided into three decade-long phases. In the first decade, starting in October 1991, a title suit was filed in the Varanasi Civil Court on behalf of Swayambhu Jyotirling Bhagwan Vishveshwara and five others. The suit sought that the Gyanvapi land be restored to the Kashi Vishwanath temple. The devotees should be allowed to offer prayers, and the occupation of the entire temple premises be removed. Despite multiple pending petitions, no substantial hearing occurred. The pending case was next heard by the Varanasi Civil Court in July 1997. In October, the court observed that the title suit on behalf of Swayambhu Jyotirling Bhagwan Vishveshwara was not barred under the Section 4 of the Places of Worship Act 1991. Subsequently, several revision petitions challenging this decision was filed before the revisional court. As the legal battle raged on, a shadowy web of deception emerged. Multiple suits and applications were filed by different persons as underhanded tactics, which created a continuous legal delay, denying justice at every turn. In September 1998, the Revisional Court consolidated all petitions and directed the Civil Court to rehear the disputes after considering all the evidence. However, in October 1998, injustice festered like rancid stench in the stagnant air when the Honorable Allahabad High Court stayed the proceedings indefinitely. For the next 20 endless years, the wheels of justice ground to a halt. No hearing of substance was held and no resolution were found for both the parties, and the dispute lingered on. In 2019, after 2 decades, another petition was filed on behalf of the revered Swayambhu Jyotirling Bhagwan Vishveshwara, seeking a scientific survey to determine the true nature of the disputed temple site. While this second petition was pending, in February 2020, the plaintiffs in the first suit approached the district court again. They cited a Supreme Court order stating that stay orders cannot remain in force indefinitely and must be ratified every 6 months. The district court agreed and ordered that the case be reopened, but this decision was very swiftly appealed by the defendants before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. This time again, the court ordered a stay in March 2020. Undeterred, the second petition came up for hearing in April 2021. After weighing the complexities, the Varanasi Civil Court ordered a scientific survey of the mosque premises, hoping that this evidence would help resolve the long-standing dispute. But even this measured decision was appealed, and in September 2021, the Honorable Allahabad High Court combined all the cases and stayed all of them together. In August 2021, amidst the hearing, a third case was filed by a group of 5 devoted women seeking permission to offer prayers before the revered Shringar Gauri Vigrah, located behind the western walls of the disputed structure. They further humbly sought protection to be able to perform darshan and puja of the divine Ma Shringar Gauri, Bhagwan Ganesh, Bhagwan Hanuman, Nandi ji, the visible and the invisible deities, and the mandapas and existing shrines within the temple complex. Taking note of the contestations, the Varanasi court appointed a court commissioner to inspect the site and provide a video recording of the premises to the court. The defendants challenged the order, stating that videography of the premises would violate the Places of Worship Act. The district court again rejected this plea on the ground that determination of the character of the places of worship can only be determined after perusing the evidence on record. Thereafter, the High Court also upheld the Varanasi District Court's order, stating that it found no reason for interference with the District Court's order and that the Video Commission must carry on. Amidst large protests and obstructions, the inquiry of the Commission was undertaken on May 6th, 7th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, 2022. On May 16, 2022, the Commission found a Shivling in the Wazu tank of the mosque. Upon discovering the Shivling, the plaintiffs in the case petitioned the Varanasi Civil Court to seal the area and protect it until a full investigation could be done to determine the structure's true nature. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the civil judge sealed the premises and restrained both the parties from conducting any prayers there. The Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid Committee appealed the order before the Supreme Court. On May 17, 2022, the court permitted the Muslim side to continue prayers while keeping the property sealed. On May 20th, the Supreme Court transferred the cases from the Civil Judge Senior Division to the Court of the District Judge of Varanasi. Recognizing the gravity of the case, the Supreme Court opinioned that the senior judicial officer should handle the matter in its entirety and must conduct the full trial and rule on all interlocutory applications and ancillary proceedings. An application was filed under Order 26 Rule 10A of the Code of Civil Procedure before the district judge requesting the Archaeological Survey of India to conduct a detailed scientific survey to determine the characteristics and nature of the structure found in the Vazu tank. The plaintiffs had argued that understanding the true nature of the structure was essential for proceeding further in the case, since it was at the center of the dispute. In contrast, the defendants maintained that there was no Hindu temple below the structure. The mosque had simply been built by Emperor Aurangzeb on a vacant land. They claimed that the structure found in the vast tank during the commission was merely a marvel of Mughal architecture, a fountain used to recycle water in the tank. So, no investigation should be carried out to ascertain its nature. The district judge, after hearing the parties, determined that allowing professional archaeologists to examine the alleged shivling using standard investigative techniques may damage the sacred artifact. Therefore, no reason existed to call upon the ASI to explain the technology that they may have used in any such investigations. The plaintiffs appealed the order before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. The High Court heard the matter and called upon the Archaeological Survey of India to furnish a detailed report explaining the different methods and technique used for any such survey. After reviewing the detailed report submitted by the ASI, on May 11, 2023, the Honorable Allahabad High Court passed an order directing the ASI to conduct a scientific survey of the structure. This order was again challenged before the Supreme Court. While the structure's fate still remains undecided, the plaintiffs moved before the Varanasi District Court to seek a survey of the remaining premises of the ancient temple. In response, the District Court ordered the ASI to conduct a scientific survey of the entire premises and to collect evidence for effective adjudication of the dispute. As nothing in this court battle remains unchallenged, even this order passed for the survey of the premises and other sites were challenged before the Honorable Allahabad High Court and the Honorable Supreme Court, of which the order to conduct the survey was upheld by both the courts. On 4th August 2023, the ASI began its survey. The Archaeological Survey of India conducted a comprehensive survey covering the 2,150 square meters at the disputed site. The scientific investigation included examining open areas, halls, domes to the east, west, north, and south of the disputed structure, as well as the cellars below the existing platforms. The ASI's extensive investigation, including a ground penetrating radar survey, has uncovered unrefutable evidence of the demolition of a Hindu temple on this site. The findings have significant implications for devotees who have waited for centuries to get the sthan of Adi Vishveshwara back. Based on detailed findings, the ASI concluded that there was indeed a grand Hindu temple at the disputed site. The Archaeological Survey of India on December 18 submitted its report on the scientific survey, and the report was made available to both the parties. It now remains a testament to the truth which was always visible to the naked eye. The report has prompted devotees to pursue further legal actions to reclaim their sacred sites. Moreover, the plaintiffs have also approached the Honorable Supreme Court for permission to conduct scientific survey for exploration of the sealed area within the temple grounds. The court will now hear this appeal on February 8, 2024. The disputed site in Kashi has been a topic of extensive legal debate in recent times, stirring up various emotion amongst the people. However, it's important to remember that numerous petitions have been filed before the Supreme Court, the Allahabad High Court, and the Varanasi District Court. Currently, more than 20 pleas are being adjudicated before the Varanasi District Judge. Even today, as the ASI report acts as an important piece of evidence, the legal battle from here requires constant strides and is expected to take at least a few years. Given the nature of the trial, it is expected that an intricate web of legalities may be created to delay the conclusion in the case. The honorable courts today are unraveling the tangled threads of history to deliver justice. As arbiters, judges must acknowledge the injustices and painful legacy of the past while giving voice to those harmed. Societal progress demands facing hard truths and healing wounds. This vital work requires wisdom, integrity, and moral courage. Our faith in the law rests on the shoulder of those who accept this burden, while we continue to take inspiration from Nandiji, who, with his eyes fixed on the Garbhagriha, continues to wait for the day when Bholenath will return to his rightful spot. His vigil serves as a reminder of the enduring power of devotion and unbreakable bond between the divine and the devotee. It is a testament to the timeless nature of faith and the undying spirit of Hinduism.